The definition of a roll for all percussion instruments is to create a smooth, sustained sound. I have found over the years that the first definition of a roll that we come up with is to play as fast as humanly possible. By doing this, we do not achieve that smooth, sustained sound that we are looking for. Instead, we get a choke sound where we hear each individual attack of the beater on the triangle. When rolling, think of slowing the speed of the roll down enough to allow that particular instrument to resonate to its maximum potential. Listen to the difference in the two rolls we just talked about. First, the fastest possible roll. Now I will slow the roll down. Hear the difference? I thought you would. Notice when I rolled on the triangle, I placed the beater between the base and the closed side at a 45-degree angle. You can also place the beater between the two sides at the top. Remember, this sounds different because we lose the angle of the beater. Listen. Another way of rolling is to suspend the triangle the way we did for fast articulate passages. Remember, we suspend the triangle with two clips and play on the closed side, or we can suspend the triangle from one clip, playing on the base or on opposite sides at the top with a pair of matched beaters, utilizing a single stroke roll to create a smooth, sustained sound. The music you are playing will determine the roll technique that you will use. Listen to the triangle excerpt from the Overture to Candide. Steve will play it with one beater and I will play it with two beaters mounted. Tell me which of the techniques would be more appropriate for that particular excerpt. If you picked the second way, the one with two beaters, you would be right. If you picked the first one, you would be right as well. Although the first way is much more challenging to achieve a difference between the articulation of the rhythm and the roll. The last technique I want to discuss is dampening. A general rule for dampening the triangle is to let everything ring unless there are obvious unison staccato notes. Always listen and emulate the musical interpretation of the ensemble. We dampen the triangle by squeezing the remaining three fingers of the holding hand into the heel of the hand. Watch. Other patterns that require dampening are groove patterns. These patterns can be used in commercial styles of music. The first pattern is an open quarter note followed by two closed eighth notes. Listen. Our final pattern is even eighth notes closed while using open sounds for the son clave rhythm. This time, instead of hanging the triangle from a clip, hold it in your hand like this. It has a more percussive articulation and it is easier to dispose of when getting another instrument. Listen. The tambourine is a frame drum with two different sounding parts, the head and the jingles. Tambourines come in varying sizes, but the standard size is about 10 inches in diameter. Let's look at a selection of tambourines. Tambourines can have single or double rows of jingles. Some jingles are stacked on top of each other, like this, and others have what we call staggered rows. The shell should be lightweight to allow easy movement and to permit an acceptable vibration. You can grip the instrument with either hand. Place your thumb on the top rim and let the fingers wrap around the shell under the head. like a baseball grip. A muffled timbre can be produced by placing the thumb on the head or the fingers on the bottom of the head. The unique thing about the tambourine is that the speed and volume are restricted when playing with one hand. Different dynamics and tempos greatly affect tambourine techniques. So we will discuss the different techniques by dynamics and tempo. A note to our music educators out there before introducing these techniques. Give the students the different scenarios and see what they come up with on their own. This allows the student to explore and allows you to find out a little more about the student's creative thought process. The first technique we will cover is for loud and slow rhythmic passages. Angle is very important to all tambourine technique. Hold the tambourine at a 45-degree angle about shoulder height. Why a 45-degree angle instead of 90 or flat? Let's listen to the difference. At a 90-degree angle, listen to how long the jingles vibrate. Extra vibrations also occur when holding the instrument flat. By holding it at a 45-degree angle, you get a short decay which allows you to articulate your slow rhythms at a louder dynamic more clearly. Notice the way I struck the tambourine. I bunched my fingers together to form a flat surface and played over the rim. This gives me the best jingle resonance. If I want more attack, I can play with my fist or an open hand on the center of the head. What if we want to play a slow rhythmic passage but at a softer dynamic level? The obvious thing is to strike the instrument with less force to create a softer sound. Is there something else we can do to get even softer? What happens to my sound if I place the heel of my hand on the head of the tambourine and extend my fingers to the edge and strike? Can you hear the difference between the two? By placing the heel of my hand on the center of the head, we eliminate the head sound, creating a thinner texture and a softer sound. Now let's say we want to play a fast rhythmic passage at a soft dynamic level. Remember, a key to playing softer is to eliminate the head sound. We can do this by laying the tambourine on the knee or